Deps extends the Scat lineup into some new colors, including a custom color. OSP brings some of their best new colors down through the Blitz line, and our #1 selling bait of 2023 gets bigger. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Deps, Lucky Craft, Jackal, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this fine Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeff, top of the morning to you, sir.
Top of the morning, mate.
Sorry, I've got the squeaky chair today.
Yeah, I think all of our chairs are squeaky.
Yeah, it's probably from all the Body by Orion that's happening around here. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. Jeff?
That is a beer,
Would you like to partake, or do you just want to watch me?
I'll watch you like normal. I love watching you.
Yeah, it's weird. Cheers, guys. Happy Sunday. By the way, we're the Hookup Tackle USA. Thank you, sir. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. We highlight new product drops, important restocks, so you guys can say, on top of the game, we drink delicious Orion. Jeff just creepily watches me drink Orion. It's kind of his thing. It's a weird thing we have going. Cheers to you, Jeff.
So good.
Let's jump in. All right. You guys know that over the last couple of years, our #1 selling bait in the store at the end of each season has been the OSP Dolive Beaver. And for good reason. It's an amazing bait. But this year, there's a bait that's really trying to knock it off, and that's this guy. This is the Raid Head Swimmer Libero. Now, we've been selling thousands of these things. You guys have been catching a ton of fish on it. Up until today, they have been available in a 5 gram and a 7 gram size. But today, Raid is launching 2 new sizes, so it's getting an upgrade, right? So gone is the little finesse guy, and in are more normal sizes. So today we are releasing the 10 gram and 14 gram size. So basically 10 grams is going to be your 3/8 ounce, 14 gram is your 1/2 ounce. They are available right now in all the colors. Now I'm going to go through these with you guys, just so you guys know the 3/8 and the 1/2 same size body, right? So you're going to get the same, it's just going to be a little bit different head weight to it. But let's open one up and go through it and just make sure that you guys can see it. So this is an amazing Swimbait underspin combo. You guys are going to catch gazillions of fish on this guy. So here's a look at the 14 gram. You can see it's still a super compact, small Swimbait. Everything is integrated into it, right? So it's got this kind of really dope head that's very similar to like a Megabass body balance head. It's got a built-in underspin blade to it. Has the weed guard, has the custom built body for it. So they come two to a package, so 2 heads, 2 baits to a package. Now, they also designed this head to fit some of the head swimmer swim baits, which we'll talk about in a minute. So let's go through the colors. I think this is going to be a great one if you guys are fishing shallower water, places where you traditionally throw like an Okashira screwhead, spark shad. Then the 5 gram and 7 gram are still going to be the key ones for you. But if you're fishing a little deeper water, you want to fish a little faster, you want to fish down a little bit deeper, then the ability to add these 3/8 and 1/2 ounce is really going to be amazing. Now you can pretty much cover, any column that you want to do. So let me fly through the colors with you guys really quick, just so you remember. So this one is called the Bait. Okay, so that's color #1. You have Ice Back, just kind of a transparent with the blue back. You have Chai Gill, and this is a color that goes really throughout the Raid line, even in their hard baits. You have Stain Wakasagi, It's another transparent, just a little bit more of an amber to the back. You have Juketsu, which is kind of a half transparent white color. This is our #1 seller up to this point. White chartreuse. Pink trick. Clear wakasagi. I would say the Juketsu and the clear wakasagi are probably the two that I'm a sucker for, and the bait. They're all good. Onion gill. And Shikoku. Okay, so there are the colors. Everything is available as of now. Depending on the bait that you choose, they will have different color underspin blades as well. So for instance, Shikoku has the black blade, Onion Gill has that gold blade, Clear Wakasagi has the silver blade, so on and so forth. So you'll be able to mix and match those. So super stoked to get these in. I know you guys are gonna catch a ton of fish on them. So available right now, the 10 gram and 14 gram head swimmer Libero from Raid. All right, Jeff, now as I mentioned, Raid designed these. Obviously, if you purchase them like this, you're gonna get that swim bait that's custom built for this, right? And they're a really durable bait. It's not like an elastomer. It's a traditional style plastic, but it's really durable. It's on there good. So you're gonna get a lot of life out of this bait. But if you're looking for a replacement, they did design this to go with the 4-inch and the 5-inch full swing by Raid. Now you can throw whatever you want to throw on there, right? But I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to rig this. So this is a 4-inch full swing. Let's just rig one up really quick. So if you're looking for an alternative, here's a 4-inch full swing. What I would recommend doing on this is maybe just trimming the front just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more blunt. Okay, so I'm gonna probably just trim it just like that. All right, so we're just gonna make it slightly more blunt there in the front. And then what's nice about the full swing is that once you kind of get it dialed, there are notches on the back and you can really kind of tell exactly which notch you need to go out. And then on to the bait like that. And then it'll suck in there. And then you've got a replacement bait, and it just gives it a totally different action, a little bit different look in the water. So it just allows you to mix it up. It allows you to extend the life should that bait get torn up as well. While we are on this, before we move on, another question that I get all the time from guys is, I know a lot of you guys are using the smaller Libero as a alternative, let's say, to the Okashira screwhead combo, right? And one of the colors that is like quintessential, basically anywhere there's a smallmouth, is the color Real, right? This is a color that we throw all the time. I love this color. It's a very natural color. And one of the questions that I get a lot is which color in the Raid matches Real the best? Because Real's kind of a transparent with a brown back, right? So I wanted to show you guys very quickly. Here's the bait. So you can see how close that one is. So there's basically 3 colors that you have a chance at, right? The bait, which is this guy. But in my opinion, the 2 closest are these guys. This is Stain Wakasagi. I mean, almost identical, right? This one's just maybe slightly more transparent. And then Clear Wakasagi. Okay, just slightly more of a purple hue, but very, very close. If you're looking to match up what you guys are used to using in Megabass into Raid, try one of those colors, you'll have a lot of luck. All right, guys, while we are on Raid, we also see a restock and some new colors in the Level Crank Mid. Now, the Level Crank is the main line of crankbaits from Raid. There's square bills, there's some larger ones, there's some smaller ones. The mid-depth crank is going to get you down into that like 6 to 10 foot depth, so you can kind of just run bank, get it down there, grinding rocks, great cover deflection. But we see 5 new colors arrive in this thing. So I know a lot of you guys were hoping to see some color expansions in the Level Crank Mid, and we get them. I'll take one out and I'll spec it out for you too, just so you can see it, what I get. There you go. It's a beautiful crankbait. Basically 60 millimeters, 3/8 of an ounce. And again, designed as a 2-meter dive depth. So, you know, it's gonna get 6 to 8 feet on heavier line. You can get it down maybe 8 to 10 if you go lighter. But just great cover deflection, great castability. Just a really good all-around crankbait. Colors expand from Raid. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to OSP. Now, there's gonna be a lot of excitement from OSP coming over the next couple months. I know a lot of you guys have been chomping at the bit for the Harried Ice, right? Mid-April is what we've been told. They're finishing production. They're gonna put it on a ship, get it to us. So barring any catastrophes in shipping, we should see those mid-April. So hang tight. I know I've been getting a ton of questions about those, but we'll get them back. Today, we've got some exciting crankbait releases. I've got some new jerk baits. I've got some soft plastics. So there's gonna be a lot of really cool things coming down the pipe. Jeff and I were over there, well, I guess it's been 2 months already.
Yeah.
And we planned a lot of really dope drops all the way through the summer, including some custom colors on a lot of things. So hang tight, some really cool things coming. Today, we see an expansion of some colors in the Blitz line. So let's start right here. So first off, Tiny Blitz DR is back in a ton of colors, and we see the color line expand into 3 new colors. So we see that chartreuse back Matte Gill, Matte Funa, and we see that real gold Wakasagi arrive in all of these. Now I'll take these out just so you guys can remember these colors because we're gonna talk about it in a couple other baits too. So there is the chartreuse back Matte Gill. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with the Tiny Blitz DR, I'm gonna spec it for you. It's 45 millimeters, basically 7 grams, so it's a 1/4 ounce, but this is a dope, small little bait that's capable of getting down 14, 15 feet. So this little dude can go way down there. It has a very extreme dive depth. So it's a great one when you need a tiny bait in deep water, okay? So there's a look at that color. Let's open up this guy. This is Matte Real Funa. It's one of my favorites. Kind of like a, reminds me of like a matte flash carp from Deps, right? So just kind of like that matte carpy, shaddy kind of color. Well, it's a Funa, right? Which is kind of a carp species over there. So super dope color in that. And then of course we see the real gold Wakasagi, which is a color that trickles in from some of their jerk baits. Probably one of the most natural all-around Wakasagi colors as well. So 3 new colors in the Tiny Blitz DR. We also see restocks in a bunch of other obscure, you know, Japan-only colors. Pink Lady, Amazari, Moebi, like a bunch of colors are back in the Tiny Blitz DR. Staying on Blitz for a minute, we also see those same color expansions into the Blitz. So this is the original square bill Blitz. This is 53 millimeters, 9 grams. So we're approaching that 3/8 ounce mark. Just an all around amazing square bill, great for cover deflection, throws great, super buoyant. A lot of you guys love this bait. So both of those matte finish colors arrive in that. Plus we see some new golds, we see some other new matte finishes, some shad colors, and we see a big restock across the board in colors. So new Blitzes, new Tiny Blitz DRs this week from OSP. All right, while we are on Blitzes, we also see a huge restock in the Blitz DR series. So pretty much every color is back in this: Red Craw, Sexy Shad, the Sunfishes, the Golds. So this is going to be a great one, 53 millimeters, 11 grams, so a true 3/8 ounce. Got that beautiful deep rattle inside of it. That didn't sound good, that sounded like hooks. You need to fire me, Jeff.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was terrible. Start over. Got that beautiful rattle. That's better. Okay, that's a look at Dazzler Baby Gill. So some great colors. This is a really good one when you need something just a little heavier, a little noisier, going around, banging around rocks. It's got that round lip, so you can, it's really just a great like rip rap, rocky bank kind of bait. But all colors return in that. Now, we also see a limited restock in probably like a third of the color line in this guy. This is my favorite crankbait in the line. This is the Blitz Max DR. Now these are expected in April. They leaked a handful of colors early. Smaller quantities, not the full, you know, drop, so stay tuned. We'll bring the entire drop to you guys in April. But if you want to get in early on some colors that are really hard to get, Real Wakasagi, Matte Wakasagi's in there, Impact Wakasagi, one of my favorites, Metallic Blue Tiger, right? There's some reds, there's some IUs for Jeff, right? Some matte bluegills. So if you want, in my opinion, probably the best mid-depth crankbait on the market, this is the one to get. So 61 millimeters, 18 grams, so you're about 5/8 of an ounce, so it throws super easy, very easy to use. 12 to 15 foot dive depth on this guy. That's the Blitz Max DR, available now. Staying in OSP, Bent Minnows. Okay, now, believe it or not, Jeff, this is our #1 selling bait. This is our #1 selling hard bait from OSP so far this year. Hey, relax, dude.
That was very
Sunday morning,
specific.
I'm drinking beer. It was, and it was wrong. You're wrong. The Bent Minnow, okay? So, 3 sizes. There is a 76, okay? And there are new colors, by the way, in the 76. So, go on there and play with them. Yeah, go experience them. There's an 86. Okay, so it's kind of the mid-size, right? New colors in that as well. There's a 106, also new colors, right? So like Impact IU, like this guy right here, super sexy. This is also, they pulled this color over from the Blitz Magnum EXDR, right? So super dope there. And then, if you want to be really fast, there are a handful of this one back.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, so that's the Bent Minnow 130. So 3/4 ounce, 130. Look, I'm gonna try to get as many as I can. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this. There's not many. So go grab them quick. But if you missed out on the 130, try that 106. It's a great size, a true 1/2 ounce. But you guys will love the Bent Minnow. The Bent Minnow is that crazy shape, literally just a bent minnow. Yeah, that you just kind of fish like a walking topwater, and it darts up and left and right and down and does all kinds of crazy things, right? So while supplies last and new colors, Bent Minnow. All right, while we are on small supply, okay, I found a couple of nichier things at the OSP warehouse, so I just grabbed them. Not a lot, so but I'm gonna talk about them. I'm gonna talk about them very briefly. If they're interesting to you, go get them, because they're gonna fly out of here very quickly. So, Jeff, do you remember what the first OSP hardbait that Tainamiki ever made was?
It was the Buzzn?
Close.
The Buzzn Crank.
Buzzn Crank.
That's right.
All right. So Buzzn Crank, very first OSP lure. We have some in stock. Not a lot, only a handful of colors, but it's a super cool bait. It's basically a buzzbait crankbait. Okay, so those are available. We also got some new colors in the Buzzn Crank Heavy Hitter. Okay, so these are also back. So this is gonna have more of like a, oh, it actually worked that time. A knocking sound, right? So a little bit louder, a little bit more knocky. Just a great wake bait, top water. You're just gonna fish it kind of like you would a buzz bait, but it's got treble hooks on it, so you hook them good, right? So those also return. Buzzn Heavy Hitters also are back. So Griff's over here shaking his head. You love this bait, don't you? Yeah, this is a really sick bait. One that I utilize during buzzbait season, just because you can throw it exactly the same, but it sits just slightly lower than a buzzbait, and it's got that beautiful kind of knocky sound, so it creates a lot of commotion. Those return as well. And then I don't know if there's going to be any of these left at all, but there's a few CO Buzzin as well. Okay, so this is again going smaller. This one's only 7 grams, 40 millimeters. You can hear just really subtle on this one. So some wake bait, topwater, buzz bait, crankbait type options from OSP available now. All right, then a lot of you guys have been waiting for the return of the HPF crank. So this is the HPF Spec 2. We see a bunch of new colors in this as well. So this is going to be the silent version of the HPF, just a great flat side crankbait. It's 9 grams, so you're sitting right at that 3/8 ounce mark, 63 millimeters. We see a return in a bunch of colors like Tasty Shad and Sunny Gill, but we also see some beautiful new colors, some bright ones, some gill colors, so check those out as well. And then there's also a handful of original HPF cranks available as well. So you've got some options there, but if you're looking to add to your flat side crank lineup, those are good ones. Almost done with hard baits, Jeff. A lot of hard baits. Extending on what's becoming kind of a staple for everybody around here in the jerkbait lineup, the Rudra. This is a 130 size jerkbait that everybody here has really kind of taken fascination to. It's just an amazing one. It's one that we've been using for a few years, but everybody's finally starting to see what this can do. There's a new floating version in this as well. So if you want a larger bait that stays higher, you can fish it over vegetation, fish it over cover. The floating version is a great way to do it. Only a handful of colors available, but they're all good colors, including a brand new to market that Real Gold Wakasagi arrives in the Rudra Floating as well. So if you want to try a larger floating jerkbait, this is a great one to add to the arsenal. Those are available now. Okay, and while we're on OSP, a huge restock across the board on all Dolive plastics. So if you guys have been waiting on Dolive sticks, which is an amazing one for a free rig, you can fish it like a Senko, you can use it as a trailer. Dolive sticks return. Our #1 selling bait of 21 and 22, and we'll see how 23 works out, also returns. So all the key colors in the Dolive Beaver are back, so your green pumpkins, your whites, 4-inch, 3.5, 3, all return in the Dolive Beaver. We also see a full restock in the 3-inch Dolive Craw and all the key colors, so your green pumpkins, your watermelon, cinnamon, purples. This is the craw to add to the back of like a finesse jig. So hunch jig, any of that stuff, amazing. We didn't get a lot, but there are some new colors in 4-inch Dolive Craw as well. So scour through there. This is like a bigger size profile craw that's great on the back of a full-size jig. You can Texas rig it. So a bunch of great soft plastic options from OSP are back. And then to finish out OSP, we see 3 new colors in what, in my opinion, is the best OSP hat, right? The one that I have on.
I see.
Doesn't it make me look good?
Cool. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'll take that. Like the most interesting man in the world?
Not the most, but just an interesting man.
How about now?
Just because you cross your legs and drink a beer doesn't make you more interesting.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't work
Not
like
working?
that.
Oh, I'll just keep drinking beer.
It is a good hat, though.
It is a sick hat. So 3 colors. So there's the dope one on my head.
I like that one.
Okay. There is a traditional camo.
Okay.
Okay. Griff was really excited about this one.
Yep.
So if you're a camo guy,
that's
that
definitely
one's
Griff written
gonna be
all over
dope. Yep. And then there is a crazy camo. So like if you live in Miami, this one is gonna be dope. Griff was also excited about this one, right? If you're a saltwater guy, it's kind of got the colors of like Dorado. Why are you laughing so much? Does that not scream South Florida?
Yeah, it does.
That's South
Crazily,
Florida
yeah.
right there. Kind of screams Ben Kohler too.
I wouldn't say all that.
What do you think? Right? Available now.
I didn't think it could get worse.
Wait, what? But wait, there's more, Jeff. I forgot a couple OSPs.
Okay.
High pitchers, back in stock across the board. Double willows in a bunch of the key sizes, like specifically 1/2 ounce, right? Kind of the main size. And High Pitcher Max in 1/2 ounce return. So this is a favorite spinnerbait amongst a lot of us. If you're new to OSP spinnerbaits, here's the difference. The High Pitcher is a compact bait. The High Pitcher Max is more of a full-size light wire bait. So it's going to give you a ton of vibration, more of a full size. This is going to be smaller, more compact, just going to shrink everything down. Okay, so they're available in a bunch of sizes, but 1/2 ounce returns. We also see a huge restock in jigs. So my favorite little finesse jigs, the OSP Zero One jig, which is a great one for kind of pitching, right? So closer range, you're going to pitch, you're going to flip. This is a sick one, the 3-inch Dolive Craw fits it perfect. Also the Hunts jig, which is my main finesse like structure jig. Okay, so it's kind of a hybrid round head, football head, an amazing jig. We see return in all the key sizes and colors, so you can scoop those up now as well. Jeff,
yes.
Another big week from Deps. Okay,
Deps coming through, man.
We are in Japan. It's been like this now for probably close to a decade. Which soft plastic brand dominates Japan?
I'd say Deps.
100%.
You know.
So pretty much, you know, like if you're in the US and you go around to just regular tackle stores, not this store, but like regular tackle stores, Zoom is everywhere.
Yeah, it's Zoom,
right?
baby.
Like Zoom kind of owns the US, right? Deps is kind of like that in Japan. Every tackle store you go into, even Swimbait stores, like our favorite store in Tokyo, Deps soft plastics, right? So the bait that really, like, there's really 3 baits. There's the bull flat, which we brought in last week, right? there's the Sakamata shad, and then there's this guy.
Yep.
And this guy has really kind of shaken the bass fishing world up over the last few years. Everybody's racing to get their knockoff copy out, right? This is the Deps Cover Scat, okay? So this is a bait that literally looks like scat, right? Designed to fish in deep structure. A lot of guys just use it as a faster falling Senko. They can pitch it around, you can skip it. I mean, you can fish it shallow, but really what this bait is designed to do is it's designed to fish like a jig, throw it out there, let it sink to the bottom. This thing gets in the rocks, and then you can kind of, you know, give it some hard pulls, and it's gonna bounce around and bang around the rocks in a more weedless fashion, in a much quieter fashion than what a jig would do. Right, so really designed as a structure bait. Now, if you want to fish this thing correctly, we should film the world's most boring YouTube video on how to properly fish a cover scat.
Dude, that would be fun. Throw that thing out in 40, 50 feet.
Yep.
Then wait.
You take all your line,
Literally dump your
and you
old spool.
pull it off your reel down into the water.
You need fluorocarbon.
Right, fluorocarbon has to be forked, so the line needs to sink. You lay your rod down. You have a sandwich.
A smoke, maybe.
Yeah, smoke. A beer, if you're me.
Yep.
A Mizu for you.
Yep.
So that's an A, right?
Then you pick up your rod.
Then you pick up your rod. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get all that line, instead of the line going like this to you, you're trying to get all that line to sink to the bottom as well. So the line is going like this and then up, so that when you jerk, it just pulls it this way instead of pulling it up, right? Crazy the patience. Like, when we were talking with Kenta, he was saying that he gets like 3 casts an hour.
Yeah. It just takes that.
That's rough, right? So if you guys have tremendous patience, right, this is the thing for you. If you don't, like me, you can just throw it out there and let it sink down and just start jacking with it, and they eat it anyways, right? So why are we talking about this? New colors and restocks across the board in a lot of the key colors. So there's a bunch of colors like green pumpkin blue, Junebug, things that we've been out of for a while. Shit, I haven't had this color in a year. White,
Yeah.
right? So these return finally from Deps, but there are 3 new colors I need to let you guys know. So I was just playing with a new custom color called Indie Sagi. So if you guys don't follow Chris on Instagram, Indie Fishing, this is his new custom color collab that he's done with Deps. Basically just a beautiful kind of clear matte silver bottom transitioning to like a smoky purple back. Just a really good all-around bait fish pattern designed to look like a wakasagi, thus the name Indie Sagi, right? So this is going to be available in a 3.5, also a 2.5, and a 4-inch. Okay, so 3 different sizes. 3.5 is kind of like the main size, I would say.
Yeah.
If you need to go a little bigger, go to the 4. It'll sink down a little faster. And the 2.5 is kind of a little finessey size. So maybe you're fishing streams or shallower water, lighter line, you could go with the 2.5. Okay, so Indie Sagi is a new color. The other new color is Falcon Lake Craw. Okay, so this is kind of a reddish, greenish with some flake. A good looking color, right? I know a lot of you guys that live kind of in the south, in the Midwest, catch them really good on colors like this. So that is the other new color. And again, also available 3.5, 2.5, and 4-inch as well. And then the third new color is Reservoir Shad. Now, this is a color that comes over from Sakamata shad. You guys are probably familiar with it. It's kind of like a sexy shad, right? So you've got that kind of lightish blue back and then that kind of clear with some chartreuse flake on the bottom. Just a good all natural kind of sexy shad color, okay? So those are the 3 new colors. And again, 4-inch is back in stock, 2.5 back in stock. So if you guys have been waiting on scats or you want to try some new colors, this is a great week for you. I expect the new colors to evaporate out of here pretty quick because this is kind of cover scat season. Weird to even say that, right? But it's the time of the year where these things really get chewed. So those are new and available this week from Deps. Also back this week from Deps is the bait that we've been getting asked a ton about, the Sakamata shad heavyweight. Now, last week we brought you back the Sakamata shad, right, which is the fluke style bait, great just all-purpose bait. Now we have the heavyweight versions back, plus we add the new Indie Sagi color into this as well, and I'll open that up for you guys as well. So, why do you get a regular, why do you get a heavyweight? Jeff?
The heavyweight is heavy. It's heavier than the other one, so you can fish that one much deeper if you wanted to.
Okay, that's a very scientific explanation and correct. So how do they make it heavy?
Something about salt.
There you go. Yeah, it's just basically an extra salt version.
Yes.
Right? So that extra salt is just going to help pull it down, keep it down. So if you're fishing it really fast, it'll keep it below the surface. You can use more aggressive movements, or you can fish it out deeper. As Jeff's saying, it's going to have a faster sink rate. So there's the new Indie Soggy color in the Sakamata. It looks amazing in the Sakamata, right? But we did all sizes. There's a 5-inch, there's a 6-inch, there's an 8-inch. So if any of those speak to you or you've been waiting for those return this week from Deps. All right, staying on the new color edition in Deps. The Deps Barbute receives 4 new colors this week in the 4-inch. So I'm gonna show these to you. This is an amazing kind of twin tail jig trailer. You can fish it as a Texas rig. It's kind of like a speed craw, right? Same idea as a speed craw, but in a Deps version. It's got the kind of ribbed body. It's got that kind of center dong to it, and then the 2 claws that kind of speed craw-ish look, right? So a super popular bait. Jig fishermen love it, flippers love it. So extended colors plus all return of all the other colors in the Barbute. And then we see for the first time in a really long time the return of the Deps Bullslide. So we got the Bull Flat and the Bull Slender last week. Now we get the Bull Slide back in. So the Slide is the back gliding version of the Bull Flat, right? So it's designed to rig backwards. You can pitch it next to cover, and instead of it just kind of falling down, it's going to glide backwards and away from you into cover. Super popular one, so those return as well from Deps. All right, staying on Deps really quick for some restock notifications. B Customs and Mini Bros also see a full restock across all sizes, all colors. This was actually Deps' first bait. All right, so we just talked about OSP's first bait being the Buzzn Crank. Deps' first bait was the B Custom spinnerbait, still known as kind of like the best spinnerbait in Japan, I would say. Just super highly regarded. A lot of you guys catch a ton of fish on it. It's a great structure spinnerbait. Okay, so really designed for fishing the bottom, slow rolling. So those all return this week. We also see a return this week, if I can find the right one. There we go. In this guy, the Oloso Sapidissima. Otherwise
Can you
known
say that in English, please?
Oh, that's known as Butch Brown American Shad Blueback.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the scientific name, Butch Brown Olosa Sapidissima.
Oh, it really says that.
Yeah. Did you think I just made that up?
100%.
Oh, come on.
Came with it like
Yeah,
that.
do you think I know the scientific name of every shad?
Olosa
Sapidissima.
Sapidissima.
Olosa Sapidissima is back.
Okay.
So if you guys are looking for a great, just all-around shad pattern, right? This is a great one. So that's it. That's all you need to know. It's a great shad pattern, but it returns in the Slide Summer 250. We also see a handful of restocks in the Butch Brown crappie and the Butch Brown hatchery trout as well. So if you want to support Butch Brown, he's a nice guy. Support him, right? You've got a shad option, you got a crappie option, you got a trout option. What more do you need?
You don't need anything else.
Those are available now. Staying with Butch Brown.
Okay.
Griff dropped this a few weeks ago. It sold out instantly. We were able to get a few more. This is the brand new Thumper Tail that is a Butch Brown Optimum Baits collab. This is the Butch Brown Flash Trout. Okay, so this is the new version. The new version's a little bit softer than the old version. It's gonna have a little bit different swim. The harness is way better, right? So there was a problem before in the harness. Sometimes the harness would come out that line tie. So everything is welded, everything is tacked on there super tight. This is a great one if you guys just want to try something different. Jeff, how would you tell people to implement this into the arsenal?
It's just a different soft bait to fish. I mean, you have like your HUDs and stuff like that. You also have like your mag drafts, but a lot of it is, you know, fished fairly slow. You can fish these a bit faster overall. You can skip them pretty well. They're pretty soft, and it's just something different for the fish to look at. I know Butch Brown probably fishes them a wide variety of different ways and times of the year. I know he likes to fish paddle tails in like some of the warmer months as well, so when the fish are a little more juice. So this would be a good bait for like now through the summer as well, and even into the fall.
Yeah.
So.
And especially because you can fish it faster, right?
Yep.
So a good warmer water as the water is warming kind of option. Cool. So those return now. Just so you guys know, Optimum and Butch are going to kind of drop limited color runs maybe like every quarter or so, right? So when they sell out, they're going to kind of go away for a while. So if that's a color that speaks to you, I would grab it. Those return. One more Deps. Okay. This is an important one.
Yeah.
I snuck this one in.
I see.
These weren't supposed to be back, but we snuck them in.
Magic.
Okay. In my honest opinion, the single greatest frog on the market is back. The Deps Buster K return. So all colors are back. If you guys have been waiting for this guy, now is the time to scoop them up. So your blacks, your bones, your swampsters, your greens, everything returns in this guy. Why do I love this frog so much? Well, because it's sick. So you hear Griff and a lot of these guys talk about the Jackal Kara frog, which is an amazing frog, right? It's a small, compact frog, weighs half an ounce, so it throws really easy. The Buster K is just slightly bigger than the Kara, but it has a weight transfer system in it. Can you hear that? Sliding around in there. It's basically a weight that's just dropped in there that helps with weight transfer. So you can take this small frog and you can fish it like a 3/4 ounce frog. I mean, it just bombs out there. You've got the rabbit hair legs. It is designed, it kind of has that popper front mouth, but this is probably the best walking frog that I own, right? Easiest for me to walk, and anything that makes my life easier, I kind of need, right? So if you guys are looking for an amazing frog, or if you've just been waiting for the Buster K to be back, those return. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, what about the Slither K? Don't worry, I got you. Those are back too. So all the colors return in Slither K and Buster K. Slither K is designed to be the easiest walking frog. It sits real high and it just kind of skims and glides and it's just effortless. I just find that this one casts a little bit better. So for me, I like the extra help, right? So just a couple different options depending on skill level. If you're more mid like me, get this one. If you're good at casting, Slither K is amazing. But no matter what, all the colors are back from Deps. All right, Jeff, I'm sneaking something in here just to see if anybody's paying attention.
Oh, okay. Made it this far in the video.
Yeah, if anybody's still around, I got something for you. So you know every month we do a Bento Box subscription. Last month we opened subscription spots up. They evaporate out of here. So for everybody that signed up, thank you guys very much for the support and for your trust in me. I promise I take the responsibility seriously. We'll deliver some amazing boxes coming up this year. For those of you that didn't get a box, every month we hold a handful of boxes back just to make sure that everybody gets there. Sometimes FedEx likes to step on them or send them to the wrong house or leave them out in the rain or just magically disappear into the universe, right? So we always keep a few back just to make sure that everybody gets them. And then once, you know, we've given it a couple weeks and everybody has their box, whatever's left over, we release here on the Sunday drop. And it is time to re-release the March box. Okay, so if you missed out and you want to pick up a March box, it's an amazing box that has all kinds of goodies in it. Some great soft plastics. There's sleeper craws in there. There's a bullet in there, some dope things. But we refer to the box by the color of the 110 and Pot Max. Almost threw that box over. Okay, so this is the GP Crack Lime Chartreuse box. Okay, super sexy color. This is one of those colors that if you actually fish, you're gonna love this color. They're gonna destroy it. So there you go. You're making some funny faces over there, Griff. Yes, I do want wings. Yes, just give me whatever wings you want to get. Griff is very hangry, by the way, today. Wings at 9 o'clock. Let's do it. Beer and wings. So there you go. Wall supplies last, not a lot of them. So grab away, guys. Enjoy. This is a one-time only purchase, so it's not signing up for a subscription. It's just getting you this box, and it's all yours. So there you go. While supplies last, the March Bento are available now. All right, Jeff, we talked about cover scats, right? We talked about the popularity of that bait and how brands are just kind of racing to create that style bait, right? Well, One brand that's actually had that style bait for like 20 years is Yamamoto. Okay. Now this is a bait that's been on the, or been out to the market in Japan for ages. It was just never brought over here, right? Because it's just, I don't know, I guess they think it's just too goofy, right? But to stay with the trend, they have decided to bring it over. So I introduce to you the Yamamoto Yamatanuki. Okay, now, I don't know how many of these are gonna be left. We dropped these earlier this week. They've been evaporating out of here. Yamamoto's been pushing these things like crazy on their channel. Basically, it's just kind of like a thick, bulbous, heavy Yamamoto plastic with like a little dong, right? And that dong just kind of gives it just a little quiver, right? So as it's falling, it just gives that Yamamoto quiver. As you move it, it gives a little quiver. It's a very strange bait to play with and hold, but the fish eat it. It's gonna fish the same way as you would a cover scat or a Senko. It's just gonna have a little heavier fall to it. Griff has one rigged up over there that Jeff and I were messing with a little bit ago as a punch bait. So Griff's pretty stoked as a punch bait because it could come through really easy and not have anything to snag. So there's a bunch of colors. There were a bunch of colors. There's probably a couple colors left. Okay, so they did all the usual suspects, the green pumpkins, the browns, the greens. So available from Yamamoto. Well, we're on soft plastics before we jump over missile baits. Last week we brought in the Spunk shad from Missile, which is a Hog Farmer Missile collab, right? So Missile collab with Hog Farmer, take that Spunk shad and kind of make it their own bait. Last week we dropped the 5.5 version. This week we see the 4.5 version. So if you guys like that 4.5, which is just an amazing one on the back of a chatterbait, really the best way to throw this thing, those are all available now. So they've got some great colors, you know, anything to match from fire craw to green pumpkin to some whites. So check those out from Missile Baits. All right, Jeff, one of the brands that we get asked all the time is, when is Ryugi coming back? When is Ryugi coming back? And we talk about it a lot because we throw the Infinity Hook all the time. They've got an amazing hover shot. Like, all their stuff is really good. Their trebles are great, right? Their tungsten is great. Full restock this week on Ryugi across the board. I'm not going to spend a ton of time, just going to kind of flash some things on here. Of course, I pulled two things I didn't talk about. So if you want a feather treble, if you want one of the best braid scissors on the market, those return. Hooks like the Double Edge, which is a great just offset shank worm hook, great for the cover scat, those return. Basically everything across the board. An amazing nose hook drop shot. So this has kind of been what everybody has switched to over here for like Hazardong shad and stuff. The fog shot is back. All the key sizes in Infinis. So 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, all the way to 6/0. All you free riggers, rejoice. My favorite flipping hook now, the Tantum Control is back. All the tungsten is back. So you get the picture, right? If it's Ryugi, it's back. Everything is in stock. Terminal wise, snaps, bobber stops, everything. We also see some soft goods from Ryugi. So the Ryugi Item Bags return as well. This is one of our best selling bags like this. Now, a lot of brands make bags like this, right? We carry the Megabass ones, the Evergreen ones, Deps, right? Everybody kind of makes a bag like this. Ryugi offers 3 colors. So there is a black, a white, and a green, okay? Now, what makes the Ryugi different? I'm just gonna open one up and I will show it to you. First and foremost, it says Ryugi on it. Is that important to you, Jeff?
That does make it different than other boxes.
That is, yeah. I mean, it's unique, right? The bigger thing is that the top is clear, which is nice. So you can look in and see what it is. If you have a bunch of these in your boat, where the Megabass one is solid on the top, this one you can kind of see and be like, oh yeah, that's X, Y, or Z, right? It also comes internally with some compartments that you can Velcro in and out. Okay, so if you want to leave it shallow like this to do like that, that's great. If you want it to be a bigger box, these little things just pull out. So you could have, you know, 2 and 1. You can pull both of them out and have a full open one. You get the idea, right? So there's a lot of customization that you can do with those. Those return this week from Ryugi. And then we also get these big bad boys back, Jeff. This is the Ryugi Stock Bag. Okay, so again, these are available in a white. There's a black. There's a green one down there. I'm weak, so weak. I need to go to the gym. I'm like hot and out of breath. These heavy, empty plastic containers. So weak. These are amazing bags if you guys are looking just for a storage solution for your car. Like I've got a handful of these. I've got one that I keep in my truck where I store like my Plano box or my lunch boxes. I've got one in my boat that I store a bunch of stuff in. These are great because they have handles on the sides. They've got all kinds of like D-rings on the back and molly webbing and different straps so you can attach pliers and different things. But it's a super dope storage, and storage is amazing, right? So we all love storage. So while supplies last, stock bags also return from Ryugi. All right, before we finish it up with Sims, Jeff, last week we brought to you the brand new Tatula MQ LT from Daiwa. It's available in a 2500 size. This week we see the 3000 size come in. So this is the new and improved Tatula. Daiwa is really making a huge push, in Tatula. Tatula, believe it or not, has been out now for a decade, right? So you're basically, the biggest thing with this guy is you're seeing the inclusion of that monocoque frame. So that monocoque gearing, which is basically the one-piece frame, larger gear, so it's going to be smoother, it's going to be stronger, but now it's in a 3000 size, which is pretty much the only size I throw unless it's a really light, dainty rod. Now these are available from Daiwa. Back to bags. Okay, Sims. You like Sims?
I love Sims.
You like bags? You like duffel bags that don't have wheels to carry all through Tokyo for hours at a time?
Because some guy gets us on the wrong train.
Hey, relax. You should have had wheels, sucker.
I see.
Then you wouldn't have cared. All right. Hookup collab Sims duffels are in. Okay, so these are Challenger mesh duffels from Sims. These are just designed to just be all around kind of stuffed duffels. Put whatever you want in there. Okay, there's all kinds of dope like D-rings. There's some molly webbing on there. It's got the hookup logo on one side, the Sims logo on the other. You can put boxes, you can put clothes, all kinds of stuff. So these are going to be available in 2 sizes. Okay, so you're looking at the large one here, and then you're looking at the little bit smaller one, right? And a different color as well, kind of going with that camo, black and camo color. So mesh duffels are available now. And then we also did a bag that I use all the time. This is a Dry Creek tote, right? So, or you could just call it a purse, if you'd like. Purse. This is basically like my Louis Vuitton. Okay, so if you guys fish in and out of boats all the time, you'll know that through the course of the day, it's just a lot of junk. That, like, you're wearing your jacket in the morning, you throw your jacket on the seat, you're using a bag of plastic, you throw it on the seat, like there's just a bunch of junk that accumulates. This just kind of lets you throw it all in a tote, carry it in and out. It's waterproof. So, I mean, dude, you could put 100 pack of Orion in there.
Yeah, you could.
Right? You could put some chicken wings in there. You could put tackle. You could do whatever you want, but it's waterproof. It's relatively inexpensive by Sim standards. So if that speaks to you, or maybe you're just looking to get your wife something amazing for Mother's Day. Yeah. Right? Louis Vuitton is so like, why are you laughing? This would be an amazing Mother's Day gift. It's a purse.
Every father with a black eye.
Every father with a black eye, yeah. So there you go. The ultimate in tote bag collection from Sims available now. This is the last thing that we are dropping today, I think. Let me make sure. All right, to wrap it, we have a bunch of new Sims hookup tackle collab sweatshirts, jackets dropping. Now, I know a lot of you guys live in places where you're gonna live in like lightweight hoodies and lightweight fleece a lot of the year. Here in Arizona,
it's almost done.
Yeah, this is like 2 months behind, like where it's supposed to arrive, okay? So, in honor of warm weather finally being here and my cold weather gear finally showing up, as weird as that is, we're just gonna launch them on sale for you guys because I want you to experience it. I know a lot of you guys are gonna wear this kind of stuff all the time, so try it, get your hands on it. Okay, I'm gonna fly through these, but we're gonna roll them out straight out of the gate, 20% off. Take the discount, stock up. These are some really dope new colors. So this is a CX hoodie, and these are gonna be available as full zip and half zip. Okay, so here's one of the new camo colors. CX hoodie, by the way, is got this very like unique texture. It's almost like a velvet kind of fleece. Here's the non-zip version. Okay, full zip version. Right, so this is kind of that black stealth camo. Pretty dope. There's also some Challenger hoodies that are involved in this. Okay, so Challenger hoodie, super soft, one of the softest ones. So that's available in a black. Back to CX, got this super dope kind of green. Back to CX in the full zip. Green and camo. Camo green non-full zip. And then finally in the Challenger, we've got this nice kind of gray camo. Kind of matches my hat, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so super clean, super nice. These are amazing hoodies that are usually like in the $8 price range. So again, take 20% off. I just want to get them in your hands, enjoy them. Those are new this week from us and Sims. All right, guys, that is a wrap. Cheers to you guys. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. On behalf of myself and Jeff and Griff and everybody here, guys, thank you for giving us time on your Sunday. Thank you to those of you who aren't just creepy, like staring at me and actually drinking with me. That was to you, Jeff.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, what'd you think of this week's drop, Jeff? Anything stand out to you that you're adding into your arsenal? This should be good.
You know,
Were you even paying attention?
I honestly don't remember anything.
Okay. Griff, anything stand out to you?
Yeah, the Libero.
Yeah, Liberos
That's
are gonna
right.
be Liberos are gonna be hot. Yeah, remember that?
That was so long
That
ago.
was just a few minutes ago there, guy. Have you been drinking?
A little bit.
Okay. Again, on behalf of myself and the people that sleep around here while I do this, thank you guys for your time and your support. If you have any questions on anything that we dropped, drop it down below. I will get an answer for you. And Jeff will leave links to all the products. And guys, have a wonderful weekend. Hug your family. Go catch a giant fish. Drink delicious beer only, please. We'll see you again next week. Peace, my friends.